Hello and welcome back to the Surely Belter podcast. This is episode 2 with myself and Mr. Martin Baker.
Hello.
How are we doing? Good week?
Are
you sure?
I want to dive straight into something, right? Because there's something. It's a touchy subject, right? And this might. I feel like a lot of people will get where I'm coming from. I went to the cinema recently. Have you been lately?
No, not
Right.
well.
I'm not sure if I'll ever go again. Right? For starters, right, I had to let fucking Halifax know that I was going because when I got there and seen the prices, I nearly had a heart attack. Right? I'm used to going to a certain cinema, right? It's a bit like when you go to a bar and you're used to paying a certain amount for a pint, and you go to another bar and you're going, fucking how much?
Aye.
£3.50? No, it's £2.65. Right, so I'm gonna let you guess how much this is, right? This is for 2 people because I paid all at once. 2 cinema tickets, right? 1 nachos, 2 nachos. So like 2 in total.
I was thinking, what? You ordered 1 and 2 separately.
1 and 1, right? Well, I wasn't with the fatty. 1 and 1, right? And then 1 Coke, 1 medium Coke and 1 medium Fanta. Ballpark. That's 6 items. Bear in mind, so there's 2 tickets, there's 2 nachos, and there's 2 drinks.
I would go about £28.50.
£37.
37 quid.
It's not the worst part.
37
It was 42 until I started hitting the X's. Not only, right, I rocked up, had to use the self-service thing, like, do you know what the fuck at McDonald's?
Yeah.
Had to use one of them to book me tickets and snacks, because apparently you can't talk to a real person. You've got to use the fucking machine. So, dialed it in, and it's built for you to spend money. It's like, well, they show you all the combo meals first, which are all like £14 and £15, which are basically just like nachos, like hot dogs, and like drinks and stuff all together. So I started off and I had nachos because all day all I've been thinking about is, right, I'm going to the cinema later on, I want a massive mixed popcorn. I'm used to only get salted, but I've started getting
Mixed.
well, like sweet and salty together.
Oh, right, yes. That's sweet and salty is the best popcorn actually. So.
Well, I never used to like it just purely because I used to just love paying, so I'll just get a large salt. Right. I've been thinking about it all day. Got there, no salted popcorn left. So straight away I thought
there was no popcorn in the cinema.
No, there was no salted.
Oh,
I could get a large sweet. Who wants to eat a large sweet? Not me. What am I, fucking 7? I like me teeth. Right?
I'll just stay quiet here.
Aye. So straight away they had us on the back foot. Right? Straight away I was a bit like, well, I've been looking forward to this all day. You know, like when you build something up, I'd had half a day at work left. I'd been sitting around waiting to get picked up so we could go. We went there, just disappointment, pure disappointment. So I'd opted just for a normal sweet popcorn, stuck the nachos in, stuck my drink in, stuck the second nachos and drink in, 42 quid. I physically looked at the screen and went, how much? There's loads of people around us. I was like, not today. Just started hitting the X button, just started crossing everything.
What did you remove?
I removed everything.
Started again.
I removed everything in a pure rage and then started again. Right? So that was 42 quid, went back in, stuck everything individually in, still came to 37 quid.
That's outrageous.
I wouldn't care. 10 minutes before, I was in Poundland. I thought, should I buy stuff here? No. I thought, I'm going to treat myself tonight. No, I'm going to go all out. Not that all out.
What did you go and see?
I went to see Black Widow. It was good.
What's the Black Widow?
It's what you would refer to as a kids' film because it's Marvel.
That's all you had to say. You better see a kids' film.
Mate, if you'd seen the 2 leads in it, that ain't for no kids. Trust us.
Say what?
I was already in love with one of them. Now I have 2.
Nah, Nah, I'm not a one for the cinema. I'm not one for films, as you know. But the cinema even worse for exactly the reasons you've just said.
I mean, it might be showing me age a bit, right? I used to be able to go to the cinema with like a £20 note and come home with change and have tickets, food, and a McDonald's afterwards.
But
it used to be like £3.50 to get in.
I remember every Saturday I used to go to the Metro Centre. I used to take a tenner.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be able to get to the Metro Centre. All day ticket on the bus was £1.
Aye.
A £5 for the ticket for the film. I had a £5 to spend on sweets or Mackies or whatever.
This is the best thing, right? Obviously, with getting the tickets on the menu, you can see like the whole list of prices. So it had adult price £7, right? Which I thought that's a bit steep, but I'm pretty sure that's actually less than what it used to be. I think it used to be close at like £9.
Aye.
So I thought, right, £7, don't mind that. So just out of curiosity, I looked at like the rest of them. I had like a student ticket, which was like £6 something. Had adult and child, right? Which you would assume was a good deal. Guess how much it was?
In my head I've got tenner.
£14. So an adult ticket is £7, but if you want an adult and child, it's £14. So there's no saving whatsoever. So an adult ticket is £7, and with the adult and child package, the child ticket is also £7. So yes,
seems fair. Seems fair. Seems logical.
Odeon actually did get a tweet off us.
Oh, so you're just dropping it in there. It was Odeon now.
Oh yeah, fuck Odeon.
Where is it? The one in the Metro Centre?
Yeah. I normally go to the View, which is in Gateshead. It's £5 a ticket. £5 a ticket.
Is that what it is?
£5 a ticket. You can't go.
I prefer the one in the View. I think the cinemas are better as well.
I prefer the View as well. £4.99 a ticket. I don't think you can go wrong. To be honest, they've got a Nando's downstairs. They've got a Tesco 20 foot away.
Like
so if you want to just
if you
want to take your own,
not pay £37 for.
Well, do you remember being younger and thinking it was illegal to take snacks in?
No, see, I've never been a big.
Have you not? I used to hide my snacks, like I was sneaking, like. I shouldn't see it. I was going to see it.
I seen the coat.
Yeah. No, it definitely wasn't food into a concentration camp.
Yeah.
I definitely remember it being frowned upon to take your own snacks into.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Let's move on from that one then.
Definitely. One of the other things I've been doing lately is, and this might sound strange to you, right? Because this is quite a new thing. Not many people do it, right? I would say it's sort of like what's the term? I don't know. It's groundbreaking, right? It's called a to-do list, right? And I've been using these at work for a few years, so I've started to think, well, why don't I incorporate this into my life? Because I'm somebody who, if I don't have structure throughout the week, I will just fuck that week up, basically. I'm very much like, if I've got no plans, like, you best believe I've got no plans. Like, there's nothing getting done. If I don't have like an urgency to do something, nothing's getting done.
It's getting put aside.
So I need structure in my life. So I thought, what I'll do is, I mean, it starts from Monday, obviously, because everything starts on Monday. Diet starting on Monday, to do this starting on Monday. Obviously, today is Thursday, can't start a day, and there's only another 3 days of the week, so it can't happen then, it's got to wait for Monday. So I thought, I'll pencil it in. I've downloaded an app, right? Because I'm quite fond of Amazon, I was gonna order like a whiteboard, and then just write me to-do list on that. Have it on me wall.
Funny you should mention a whiteboard. Man's just ordered. If it ever loads.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was at that.
Magnetic whiteboard for the fridge.
Yes, I was gonna have that, but I was gonna hang it on my wall, and then it would just have like weekly tasks, because at the minute I haven't found a good one to use for like weekly tasks. really I need something where you don't have to set a date for it, where you can just have like, this needs accomplished in between this time and that time, because I don't really want to break down every single day in my week, but I want to be able to look at it and go, I still need to do that, so I'll just bang that out. So that's where I'm at the minute. But at the minute on my to-do list, I have for Sunday night, plan the rest of the week. So that's where I'm at. That's a forward step for me.
At least you're starting somewhere. You've got something on there. That's the main thing.
Baby steps.
That is the main thing.
You've got to take baby steps. Because I know what I'm like, and because I'm that impulsive, I know if I plan my next week out now, it'll come to the end of next week, and then it'll just get forgotten about, and I'll just be like, no, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, if it's a constant reminder there for you. Yeah, I'm so like phasey. I'll go through phases of doing things where I'll stick to something religiously, but then once like the sort of like the novelty's worn off it a little bit, I'll just be like,
move on to the next thing.
I'm like, no.
Yeah, fuck that up. Let's get on to the next thing. That.
Yeah, that's 2020.
No, I think structure is massive. In all fairness, I think when you lose it, it really fucking shows in life as well. Really shows when you just kind of, what's the word, like dawdling through life, drifting through life. When you have them weeks where you just like, it really makes a difference. As when you've got something to be working on, or you've got something to do. When you are feeling, fucking, I'll just go to bed for an hour. Instead, you're going, I'll do that. Then I'll go to bed.
Aye. Well, that sort of happened with me with the first lockdown. That was like sort of like what I was like. But when I'd planned to run that 50 miles in January, when I did dry Jan, I'd set up my week to be like, right, I need to run 12.5 miles a week. But then I broke it down into 3 to make it easier, and then I just ran like I would have that actually set out. But ever since I went back to work, I feel like because I'm already going back to work and doing stuff, in my head I'm like, oh, you
be productive day. I didn't do else.
You've been to work, so you've
the excuse.
Whereas in reality, I need to come home and I need to be like, no, like this needs done and this needs done, because I'm terrible at the minute. Absolutely terrible at the minute.
I've been possibly the worst I've ever been over the past 4 weeks of just coming in, feels like smacked arse, just sit down, wait, it's bedtime, watch Love Island, go here, he's a dick, he's a cock, wait, I'm going to bed, wake up, rinse and repeat. But
I haven't watched that since last Friday.
Love Island? I would say you're missing out, but I don't think you are.
Honestly, like, for me, I haven't missed an episode up until last Friday, but I just feel like there's no point to it anyway. But as soon as I see more people are coming in, I'm like, I want to get the whittling down.
I think what they've done this year is because at the beginning no one liked each other. They've just gone, someone like each other. Yeah, get in there. You get in there. You get in there.
Shit out of one with sticks.
And then please like her. Please like her. I mean, I think they're kind of getting there now, but it's coming to the series end and they're still putting people in, kicking people out and then going, right, next one's in.
Well, that's what I don't understand. Get rid of 2 people and then, need 2 new islanders.
They don't even all fit in the bedroom, I don't think. I think some of them
I honestly couldn't tell you now. It's like, I don't have the greatest attention span to begin with, but I'm sort of like, oh, that's shiny. And then I'm off. So it hasn't really kept us engaged throughout. I think it's been a little bit boring.
It's been stale.
But I think a lot of that is to do with, I think they purposely haven't put them under as much stress as normal. Whereas normally they like to sort of like mess with them a little bit and like fuck things up, put them in like horrible situations.
Yeah.
But because there's been so many like mental health cases and stuff, I feel like they've given them like they've sort of like made a point of going,
let them do what they do.
Yeah, we're going to keep them in this little protective bubble and we're going to let them do what they want.
If they want to do that, they can do that.
We're not going to mess with them too much, which I mean is fair enough, because they're dealing with like real people. But obviously from a consumer point of view, you want to watch it and go on. You want to feel like you want to feel something. You want to look at it and feel annoyed or happy or sad.
The tweet task, where it shows you, is it the tweets or the paper
The
headlines?
headlines.
Paper headlines, why is that not
That must have been recent. Oh, I've not had that.
No, that's what I mean. That's like the best one because you get to see the headlines and then it causes massive stir up. Oh, the public don't like us, or hey, what's that one about?
I wonder if they've swapped that for the
videos
for the cinema one.
That's not as good though. Not like
No,
you want to
I
know
mean, it was
you want to know
awkward.
what's happening on the outside.
It was awkward, but I feel like every time they get down to the really nitty gritty bit, it's like, and tomorrow, and they've cut it off so many times halfway through something, and that's not a cliffhanger. That's just fucking annoying.
Every single time, you know, like,
so
you're not finding out tonight.
No.
You just know it's coming. Unless if it's not tense, then they'll do it. But if it's tense, you're like,
do you know what I did find out? Did you realise that there was a recoupling at Casa Amor?
No.
So the lads who went into Casa Amor, Sean Connery. The lads who went into Casa Amor, they had to say if they was staying with the girl or going back to the villa single. So they had their own recoupling, like in front of the lasses. And so the lads would stand up and they'd be like, oh yeah, I choose this such and such, or no, I'm going to go back to the villa alone. But it was done right before they went into the main villa, which is why I think when the other people walked down.
Oh, that Lily when she was like, yeah.
When Lily walked down, and
yeah, man, I'm pure. I
she
thought
was
I had a connection with Nacho.
putting her eyebrows about. I thought, but I can't remember who said that. It was an interview I was reading.
Probably Hugo or someone who's been kicked out recently.
Well, did you not?
What? I haven't seen it.
He's made a TikTok of. Have you seen that one where?
What happened when they got kicked out? Why does that him and that Amy fucking?
I haven't seen them kicked out.
I just.
Oh no! Do you know what it was?
Was it the ending speech or something?
He was sat with Amy doing the leaving interview. And he was like, yeah, you know, I've came into the villa and just haven't really found a connection.
Because her face is like that, and it's like, what?
He was like, I've been a little bit unlucky. He's like, I just haven't found anything, like, I haven't found true love, basically. And she's, like, literally sat next to him. And she's like, alright then, well, thanks very much.
Thanks for letting us know.
Thanks for coming. But I called this, right? And I said this to our mutual friend. And I said, in my opinion, Hugo sort of went in there and he purposely hasn't chose any of them because he knows when he comes out, you've got so many more options. You gotta think, like, if you go in there, they're like, oh, you're gonna go in there, you've got a choice of one of like 6 girls. You can look at them 6 girls and go, alright, well, I really like all of yous, or I really don't like any of yous. But you know that when you come out, you've got like 6 billion lasses.
DMs are flooded. He's put a TikTok out like that, hasn't he?
He's played that, so yeah. So basically,
he's a cock anyway. He's an absolute cock.
Yeah, he's a PE teacher. Of course, he's a cock. They're all touches.
I was gonna say that'll come out in a few years' time.
So he made a TikTok basically being like, not me, who's just had a free 6-week lads holiday on Love Island, and he's doing the
joke. And then the title's like,
giving it the
show me a joke.
Aye.
Toss it.
It's not a joke.
Nah. Anyway, it's just recently broke. Lukaku signed back for Chelsea, 97.5 million. What's your thoughts on that? Because I know what my thoughts are.
For me, it depends which version of Lukaku Chelsea get, because if they get the Chelsea version, I mean, like the late Chelsea version or the anytime Man U version, I think it's a total waste of money. But if they get the early Chelsea version or the recent Inter version, I think he's a really good player. But you know how they say, like, in boxing and MMA, like, styles make fights?
Yeah.
Is it not just a case of when he's been in Serie A, that style suit him?
Physical.
Is he going to be, like, the focal point around the Chelsea team, or will they put focus into their midfield? A bit like Man City. Because even though they'll have a striker like, say, Yehoi Giroud up top, who's capable of scoring goals on his day, well, which is most days, their main focus is never really an out-and-out striker, because they have goals which come from everywhere. They've got like 3 attacking midfielders, even the holding midfielders score. Kante gets the odd one. Jorginho scores. You've got Mason Mount, who's scoring goals, and you've got the wide men. Like, is he just going to be like their spearhead, or is he going to have to learn to sort of like play with others?
But if he's playing with others, you're not going to get the best Lukaku.
No, you're not.
And you just.
That's right. For me, he's got.
I think it's too much of a gamble because I think he either blows hot or he blows cold.
Aye.
I think for 97.5 million, you want to know exactly what you're going to get. And as people were kicking off, like I say, about the Jack Grealish for 100 million. Jack Grealish is, you know what you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to get out plays, he's going to get by plays, he's going to buy your tackles. Lukaku, you go flip a coin, heads or tails. Oh, he's going to be decent today. Let's go.
Aye.
Like you say, what's the plans with Werner? They're going to turn him into a winger.
Well, this is the thing. Are they going to play like a front three and have him close? Because they're not going to play two up tops.
No.
Because
there's not too many good wingers.
No modern day team really plays two up tops anymore, do they? Even Newcastle don't do that. That's merely because they've got 10 in defence. But I just don't see the value.
No,
I mean, in the market with what he's achieved, did they win? They won the league last year, didn't they? Got a league winner. I don't know how many goals he scored. I know that he done really well. Don't know if you want to
quick fact check on that.
Don't know if you want to fact check that. 97.5 million.
72 appearances for Inter Milan, 47 goals.
That's not bad.
That's a good goal
return.
That's
a good return.
He's Everton one. So like, see if you get that version. 110 appearances, 53 goals.
For me, anything over like 0.5 as a striker is good. Because if you're scoring every other game,
you know, you mentioned he's Man United. When you look at that, 66 appearances, 28 goals.
It's not 0.5 though.
It's but.
No, it is. No, it is.
When you think about that, was maybe his worst.
When you look at the stats, I think that probably speaks a better story than what it did in reality.
I think watching him. That's what I was about to say. Is when you watch him in a game, he might score, but he's awful.
And for Man U, he was the spearhead.
Yeah.
He was like the main man.
I think that's what he needs to be. Inter Milan, he was the main man.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what he needs, but for 97.5 million. But to be fair, Chelsea have obviously shown faith in him because he's been there twice now.
Forget about the transfer fee or how well he's done. Do you agree with players going back to clubs which have mistreated them?
I've had this conversation with Rads. No, I wouldn't go back.
No.
I would say,
I would go to a rival team and fuck them over. In terms of like, but in terms of like, I would go to somebody else in the same league and be like, I'm going to take these above you.
So I mean, if he was playing for Inter and scored against Chelsea, I'd be giving it the old.
Oh, aye.
Come on then, what's that? But
I mean, you wouldn't have to.
I'm gobsmacked.
Sorry, is it?
Joe Willett at Newcastle.
If it finally goes through, really, really good. If I was to pick a player for us to sign before the transfer window started, it would have been him.
No. Newcastle. And this whole loan players and then signing them. You know, we look at Kennedy. I know Kennedy didn't come on a permanent. Had a belt the season, came back, was absolutely rotten.
Yeah, but
Moreno. I thought Moreno was quite good actually. Also.
Marino was.
We didn't actually sign Moreno. Did we sign Moreno?
Yeah, no. We signed Marino.
We did sign him after loan, didn't we?
Yeah, but then I think he got injured, and then
never seen again.
He never got back into the team because Isaac Hayden was playing, which blows me mind because he's not a footballer. He's not like. I'm sorry, Isaac Hayden is a taller Lee Cattermole. He's not a footballer.
But you need one of them in your side.
What he does, he's a spoiler, which I agree. You do need a spoiler in your team, but
he's not a footballer. He's not like a.
But do you need a spoiler when all you're doing is defending? You don't really, because we were never holding leads. You need a spoiler to go in. If you're a Chelsea against Liverpool, you need a spoiler to go in and take out their midfield and go, all right, we'll just take this like 1-0, 2-1. We can't do that.
I can't remember what it's called. I was about to make a Harry Potter reference. The baldy guy that Shelby
Voldemort.
looks like. Voldemort. And you've got Voldemort playing beside you, who doesn't like tackle or run or do anything unless the ball's at his feet. You need it. And I think he's tremendous.
He's not my cup of tea. I
like
that kind of player, but not in our kind of team. I don't think the way we play needs a spoiler because we've got enough men behind the ball where we shouldn't need somebody spoiler.
That's a depressing thought.
But it's the reality of being a Newcastle fan.
There is that.
If you've got 8 people behind the ball, which realistically we have the majority of the time, you don't need somebody giving away fouls.
Yeah.
Realistically, you don't. I totally agree with what he does as a footballer in terms of being a spoiler, but just not for us. I think if you're in a high team, like Xhaka for Arsenal, I like them. I like Xhaka, which I know I tell by the look on your face. But he'll do that for Arsenal. He'll go and take a yellow, no bother. But sometimes his problem is he takes 7 in one game.
Nah, I think Isaac Hayden's. I see what your point is. That do we really need, when we're defending so much, do we need somebody to defend in midfield as well? However, I think what he does is I really rate him. I think he's fantastic. I really do.
I just don't see how much it benefits us.
Because you've got Voldemort beside him, and if you didn't have him in there, the midfield would just be non-existent when we're defending. Because Shelby has 2 tackles in him, and if he doesn't, or it's come waist high.
Yeah, that's true.
He's either walking, or he's literally fucking walking.
We definitely missed that holding midfielder, but I would rather him be a ball player than a.
Thing is, we've never really had one. Like you go back to Teode, he was just a spoiler that got in amongst the he had Kabay beside him who could do a bit of both.
Aye, but Teode is one of his saving graces was he thought he was better than what he was, so he would run. He would try and run with the ball and stuff. And I mean, he had a little bit about him. He had like a little turn of pace here and there, but he was never brilliant. We should have snapped Manu's hands off and they were offering 35 million for him. By the way.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to you, yeah.
Oh, he's fucking brown bread now, isn't he?
Rest in peace, but we should have snapped their hands off when they were offering 30.
Same as Longstaff when they were showing interest in him. We should have went
straight away.
Yeah, I'll book his train. There you are.
Straight away.
Should
have done a Kevin Nolan and took them there ourselves.
Doing the chicken dance.
Well, he took Andy Carroll at Liverpool, didn't he?
I did. Nah. To be fair, it could be worse. We could be spending 53 million on Messi a year.
That absolutely blows my mind. His wage.
No.
Have you seen, by the way, that he's going to get a 39 million euro loyalty bonus?
Yes.
From Barcelona, even though he hasn't signed.
Right. So this is where I want to come in with this. Right. I've got a question for you.
You come on, you like, mate.
Don't worry. anyhow, back to the question. Right. So let's flip it around so it's us, right? Mm-hmm. So we're playing for Newcastle because by all accounts, what he's saying is Barcelona's his team, yeah.
In my head, and when I'm in town, I already do. So that's what I tell lasses.
Shearer, for example, like where's Shearer, right? Coming at the end of our with 30 odd. How old is he now? Messi 32, 33, and something like that. But in that area,
probably early 30s,
right? He's on 50 odd million a year anyway, so he's been on that for.
I'll give you the breakdown, right? He is on currently.
Is this when he was at Barcelona? Or?
No, this is his new contract, right? He's on. This is in euros, right? He's on 32 million a year, 2.9 million a month, 675 grand a week, 96,000 per day, 4,000 per hour, 67 euros a minute he earns.
Right, so he must have been on a similar deal at Barcelona. Similar.
Aye.
Right? So, thinking back to where we were, like I said, it's Newcastle.
I think he was on roughly 500 grand a week at Barca because they tried to drop it to 250, didn't they? And the lowest that they drop it was 250 because of the 50% wage decrease laws in Spain.
Regardless, right? He's a multi-millionaire with his deals with Adidas and all that. He doesn't need money. His family don't need money. They're sorted for life, right?
Yeah.
And you want, like I say, it's Newcastle. and you're coming into your contract, you've got 3-4 years left, haven't you? At the top level. Would you leave to go and get that type of money again if you were so interested in staying at, in his case, Barcelona?
Well, I mean, the thing is, for me, I have no sympathy for him, right?
Preach.
But it is Barcelona's doing.
And that wasn't my question though. Would you
No,
leave? Would you say?
This is what I was going to lead into, because in the end, I don't think he was left with much of a choice.
But I think it could have been. So, this is my argument, right?
Go on.
Say he hasn't bought his house outright, he's got a mortgage on it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Say he has, which God knows how, X amount, right? And then his fuel, his normal little expenses, right? He could have gone to them, right? Went, right, you cover me living still, so I'm not affected. Give us 30 grand a year, 30 grand a week. I'm pretty sure Barcelona could have made 30 grand a week fucking happen.
No, but this is what I'm saying, they weren't allowed. Because in Spain, your wage can only decrease by a maximum of 50%.
But surely if they released him.
Yeah, well, see, I thought this as well. I thought, surely if he'd left and then came back...
Because you terminated your contract.
Yeah, if once your contract's ended...
Yeah, you're not employed.
Yeah, I did think about this as well. But, apparently... Well, look, I think because Barcelona couldn't physically register him, just like they can't actually register Aguero for the league yet.
There's Aguero...
Have they registered
Depay? Nope.
They've got Eric Garcia.
So there was one called Malcolm, the left back or something, from Betis.
Yeah.
They've managed to register him now, but the other three haven't been registered.
That is insane.
That's crazy.
But I think that's where the fault lied, where they couldn't physically register him. For me, it's just stupid money anyway. But where my fault with it lies is, how can you put a transfer request in to basically all he was doing there was trying to flex and go,
a few months ago,
I'm not playing for him unless he gets kicked out. So that he's basically forced their hand again, right? Was it Lopetegui or no Bartomeu? Was it who he wanted out? I think it was Bartomeu who he wanted
I don't know,
out.
like Barcelona, so...
No, I don't either. Ala Madrid. So he was basically hiding his weight around going, I'm going to put in this transfer request because I'm going to leave unless you get rid of him. So they end up getting rid of the other bloke. So then he stayed. But you can't put a transfer request in and then cry when you actually have to leave. I'm sorry, like, but you can't, I don't care how long you've been there.
Have you seen the reason why he left now? Now he's been unreeled as a PSG.
Oh, because he wants to win the Champions League, and the ploy of playing alongside Mbappe and Neymar was just too much to resist.
Yeah. So what was it that
it wasn't the
devastated to leave?
It wasn't the 36 million euros a year.
Well, it was the fact that
if he's signing a 2-year contract, if he signs an extra year, he gets £25 million to him, just as a.
It's the whole thing, that Barcelona loyalty thing as well.
Thing.
That the whole Barcelona thing. Surely he should just go, no, like, you need that more than me at the minute. If
well,
you love the club.
If it's in his contract, I think contractually they can't not give him it, because it'll be against the law. No, don't get us wrong. They can say to him, there's your 29 million or whatever it is.
No, but I'm pretty sure their solicitors could knock up something together where it says, look, this is legally binding now that Messi does not want that. That's taken away. Doesn't matter. Signed date. There you are. But he'll take it because he's a prick.
No, he absolutely will take it because he is a little worm. but obviously, being the devil advocate, I'll just say, if that's in his contract, if that's predecessing his new contract, then that'll always stand. So,
he's still in contract.
But all he's got to say is, if they can pay him it, and it can go on, either you can have it straight back, or there's the charities. There you go. You have all this money, dish out 5 million to the people who need it most, like in terms of charities. There's lots of ways you can get around it, but I think if he actually accepts it, I think that'll say a lot more about him as a person than what.
I think it's clear what type of person he is, because you never see him. You see Ronaldo doing all these bits and bobs, you know. You never see Messi donating anything. Or
I mean, I have seen a couple of things, but it's usually the same story that's repeated over and over again. I can't remember the lad's name. I think it was somebody who played for Atletico Madrid, maybe, and his plan was to get Messi's shirt after the match and then auction it off. And he told Messi before the match that he wanted his shirt at the end, so he can auction it off for this. I think it was at a children's hospice or something. So basically, they got humped 6-1, and he was too angry and went back to the changing rooms. But then 20 minutes later, Messi turned up with the shirt and he had it signed off like Xavi and Piqué and that, and he gave him it so he could auction it off. So I mean, there will be stuff out there that he does. He's got enough.
So he's already agreed to do it. He's just agreeing to doing something.
No, I mean that's fair enough. To be fair, like, that is.
I'll do that for you, but I'm not going to do it in public when I've just been humped 6-1.
Aye.
Fucking bellends, man. Honestly, I think that wraps the little sports subject up. Like,
definitely Messi. In terms of watching, like, because obviously your season tickets came the day for Gateshead.
Up the heat.
Why, the price aside, because obviously it's fucking astronomical to get a season ticket at Newcastle and stuff, in comparison to, like, in terms of like value for money, as much as I love them, I think Newcastle's probably one of the worst teams you can get, because if you're an actual like patriot to Newcastle, if you're an actual fan of Newcastle, what you get back off them in return for you going to watch them,
it's unfair.
It's not a great deal.
West Ham on Sunday.
Yeah.
Lad of work with Lee, right? Just bought him and his son a ticket in the East Stand. Right? Come on, how much do you think?
In the Leeds end? In the West Ham end?
No, East End.
In the Newcastle end.
In the East Stand end, man. East Stand. Right opposite the dugouts, on the halfway line.
I think 27 quid.
For what?
For the ticket.
For him and his son, you think it was £27. For his son, who's nine, I think he is, £25. And his ticket was 48.
I would rather be one of the cars driving past the Strawberry on match day and get punched all over.
That's what he's just paid. It's half of my season ticket, basically.
That is ridiculous.
Well, a third of my season ticket. For the whole season? For one game?
Your father's bought yours. Yours is free.
Yeah, I've got to pay it back. That's not the point.
No, I didn't, man. You had skin cheese.
That's how I pay you back, mate.
I just don't think the value of what you pay for like the big clubs for the stadiums. I also think that the atmosphere is so different because you've got not that that's wrong. It's so diverse in terms of like people's reasons for going.
Yeah.
It's like there's a lot of people there who are only there because they love Newcastle, which is great. But then there's people who are there as like a seat filler, just like, oh, this is like a day out sort of thing, which again is fine. Like it's
tourists.
Like that's your reason for going. Doesn't matter. People take the lass, people take the kids. Again, like it's fine. People get the business tickets. Again, fine. Whatever your reasons for going, that's fine. But you go somewhere like you follow the Heat. You go to the International Stadium. Every single person is there because they love the club.
Yeah, and
you don't really get tourists at lower league games. You get people who care about the game, and that's what I love.
Like football, I think the stigma about lower league football is humpball. Big lad at top humping up and the football's shite. As you go and watch Gateshead, and it's 10 times better than watching Newcastle. The football they play is absolutely magnificent. But it's that stigma where it's non-league football. I'm not going to watch that. Nah, I'm not going to watch non-league. I don't watch Newcastle on the telly. Why? That's 10 times better. Mm-hmm. The atmosphere is better. Like, not necessarily Gateshead's ground, but you go to other like non-league grounds.
Aye.
You can stand by a pitch with a pint and watch the football. As for you got Newcastle, you not even have to take a bottle of pop out on the terraces.
No. Or in our case, at the International Stadium, you just hide your pint by your feet.
I had your pint by your feet and drink it, but that's not legally binding.
Allegedly, people hide drinks by their feet. But I've never seen anybody do it.
No,
like.
no, never.
That's because Mama didn't raise no snitch.
Nah, I think
the atmosphere is totally different for that reason. Though I think you know what you're gonna get with lower league teams in general. We've been to not just Gator, we've been to other lower league teams. We've watched Dunstan, places like that, and it's a much smaller atmosphere, but so passionate.
Yeah.
Every single person who there, like.
I feel like the no football
the kick in the head every single ball, which can be said the same for like the Newcastle fans who won't watch Newcastle because they love Newcastle, but I think there's that much of a divide between them at the minute. It's hard to get a full stadium people who love Newcastle.
The atmosphere in Newcastle is that's about it. It's about we're farting it at the minute.
At the minute, aye.
You know, when we had the flags going, I wasn't a massive fan of the flags personally because I thought,
the war flags.
What's the point in it? Like, but you know, if you get that whole Gallagher like the cop type thing, and you had our flags going, everyone singing, and that it would be brilliant. But you go to games now and you know there's a little section singing. That's where previous when I had my season ticket and stuff, you open level 7, and it was the whole corner, and it used to reverberate down.
Yeah, that's right. Well done. Someone's been reading the encyclopedia on the toilet.
And it used to reverberate down, and the noise. And then you go now, like I say, there's that little section at the top of the Gallagher that. United! Who the fuck said that there? You know what I mean?
That's all you get.
I think the top level football, I think if they don't sort price now, I think it'll die out personally.
Well,
especially North East football.
There's that. I can't remember how old it is, but have you seen that video of the Scouser outside of
if you're referring to the video I'm thinking of, it's the greatest video I've ever seen in my life.
The one where he's talking about how it's like all businessmen, like you don't.
Oh no.
No, it's only a young lad, and he's talking. He's basically.
Is it the same one that?
He's outside of Anfield, and he's like. It's these like rich folks who are spoiling.
Is it the same bloke that it's just like if me aunt had balls, he'd be my uncle?
I think so.
But she doesn't. That's the greatest video of that.
But he speaks so much sense. What he basically said, like layman's terms, is you don't come to watch the football for pie and chips. Like you come to cheer on your team. He's like you've got people sitting there and spend more time on the phone or like taking videos to see that they're at the game rather than actually paying attention to being at the game. He says. And that's what's taken away from a lot of the atmosphere. But
that section behind the dugouts in Wembley.
Yeah.
After half time goes or something, you see them 10 minutes later, they're still coming out from the prawn sandwiches. You've missed half the fucking game, how man? If I was sitting there, I wouldn't move from my seat. Especially the seats are best in the house.
They're actually comfy. Whereas, to be fair, the ones in Anfield aren't.
I went to Anfield once and it was the worst experience of my life, so.
I think the last time I went to Anfield, which is the only time I've been, so it was the last time I went to watch them in a European game against Lazio.
Huh?
It was when Andre Voronin was still playing. That's how long ago it was. But honestly, it was like sitting on a school assembly bench on their seats. It was just solid wood. I left there and I was like, my fucking back's killing me.
I went, and the way the away end is, the roof's low as out.
I was in the
just
home end.
Constantly in your vision. I went and stood at the front at the end because it was almost like there was too many Newcastle fans to seats. I was standing like in front of somebody, someone was like standing behind me in the first half, and then I went down the front and it was the same thing. I was like, what's going on here? And like I say, the roof's that low, you think, Liverpool scored and it's gone like that? I'm like, what's going on here? But no, I think lower league football. I think, especially like I say, the North East, the teams that are coming through, your Gateshead, South Shields, Hebben have got to get a good following.
To be fair, when we went to Hebben,
they're getting a good following. You've got Hartlepool back in the league now.
Mhm.
Your crowds, You know, Hartlepool are a league below Sunderland.
That is mental, that.
When you think about it that way.
And to be fair, when Sunderland don't go up this year, they're going to be in the same league, because Hartlepool will go up this year.
Right?
Yeah, I really do.
Off to a good start. I know they've had.
I really
had
do.
Gated back tonight, but
I really do think
we'll leave that one there, right? Don't want to upset any poolies.
No, I'm good. Hang all the monkeys you want. I think we'll do well.
We're moving on to our next topic. The good old fashioned influencer. Your Instagram influencers.
Wild influences being
Yeah, what we're speaking about over before with Love Island. Coming out and buy this product, will make your teeth whiter.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on the old influencers? Hold on. Change my question. Do you see influencers as good or bad?
For me, it's not as black and white as that. If I was gonna tan them with one of the brushes, I would probably say bad, purely because the sole reason that they are there is to promote something else. Whereas you'll get them that come out, and when they give their real story and when they give their real opinion on things, I think it's very valuable to other people.
Yeah.
They'll talk about like struggles and stuff, and I can see why people would relate to that, because there's not always a lot of like real speech out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like fakeness.
Yeah.
So when they come out with the real stories, I can totally understand why people attach themselves to their situations, but I'm not somebody who's influenced by, like, if Alan Shearer was wearing a nightcap, I wouldn't be like, oh, I really need a nightcap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not really somebody who's influenced by, like, products.
Like the fashion style choices and stuff like that.
Fashion and that just goes over the top of my head.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it's a bit like music. If I think something sounds good, I'll listen to it. If I think something looks good, I'll wear it. Doesn't matter what genre it comes from or what brand makes it. If I think it sounds or looks good, I'll fuck with it. But for influencers, I feel like their sole purpose is just to shift as many products as they can. It's just they're just numbers game.
I think
it's the real side of things that I think that changes my perspective with them.
I think the influencers that are influencers are good. The influencers that are trying to be influencers are toxic.
Yeah.
The ones that are like...
They're usually the ones that suffer the most.
Out on a yacht in Ibiza. But you've just emptied your bank account to be there. Like, why?
No.
Like, who cares where you are? Like you say...
I'd rather sit on the beach with 4 cans from the local news agents than be on a £1,000 yacht.
Yeah, just for an Instagram.
Aye.
But I think that's where... To be fair, even we, like, I suppose both of us fall into it slightly. As to not to the nowhere near the extremes of that, but if we're out for a pint, 9 times out of 10 you take a picture of your pint and you hide it on your story out for a pint.
Oh, aye. But
why?
Funny, innit?
Do you know what I mean? Thinking about it.
Aye.
Thinking about it logically, why do it? Is that
But
because of the influencer culture that we're living now, where the culture is, right, this is what I'm doing? It's not like, hey, look at us, we're having a pint. In my eyes, for us, it's just like, we're watching the football, having a pint, that's what we're doing. For my pals.
I mainly do just to make people jealous. I'm like, you're at work, I'm on session.
Yeah.
I'm lucky.
There is, I mean, you can look at it that way, but I don't think about it. I'm just like, I'm not for a pint.
Aye, but
I suppose the way I look at this is if you're updating a status.
Aye.
Like, because statuses are dead.
But what you gotta think of though is, would you post a story with £1.50 pint the same way you would post it with £5.50 pint?
That's a fair point.
Because you would.
I would.
You would. It doesn't matter what we're drinking. I wouldn't like turn me can so people can't see like the Asda label on it.
Aye.
I would just go, oh, more cans.
Aye. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I suppose that's the difference, isn't it? Yeah.
It's not like brand induced, which is what influencers do.
Yeah.
It's more just sort of like a social thing. It's more just like, well, I'm out for a pint, unlucky. Like, Is anybody else like? It's sort of like it opens the door for other people to go, oh, New like I'm out for a pint as well, or other people might go, oh, I'm stuck in work, can't believe you're having a pint, because they're usually the messages I get. If I post it, going, oh, like you lucky bastard, hope you drown.
I suppose, because previously what you would have done was put a status on Facebook 4 or 5 years ago. You would have put away out for a pint, and then the comments would have been. But now it's more like, right, put it on the story.
Just a quick Insta story.
Yeah.
Oh.
I suppose, when you look at it that way, I was just thinking, well, why is it? But is this the way from the statuses going on the stories?
I mean, it's just the way society's moving.
That's what I mean. Is it because of the society way where, some people are like, I need X amount of views on my Instagram story.
Is it posted because of what other people post, or is it posted just because like it's off your own back sort of thing?
Yeah.
I mean, I could definitely see why both are. I think it depends what interests you as well, because I think you're probably a lot like me. I mean, you're probably a little bit more brandy than me.
Yeah.
But I think this might be like I can't speak for all lads. This might be like a lad versus lasses thing. I think because the interests are so different, and because lasses will probably look at like say like a dress or like makeup on a girl and then see them looking good, like that to them is desirable.
Yeah.
Whereas to me, I would probably look at like somebody using like a stupid gadget and go, oh fuck, that looks mint that. And oh, he's just got like a transformer to open his can. That's mint. That I'll buy one of them.
That's a fair point. We wouldn't look at someone's clothes and go,
because we're not fashion orientated. Whereas obviously for like lasses, that is their bread and butter.
But even like you look at that and you think about it, like a lot of the girls don't even wear like brands. It's like Boohoo and like £12 for a dress or whatever. But
you get lasses who are like scared to wear the same clothes on different nights. And I'm like, I'll wear the same.
There's one downstairs.
I'll wear the same 4 shirts all year round.
I need a new dress for this.
Doesn't bother me.
Why do you need a new dress?
Why
would you need a new dress?
Yeah, see, lasses will go, oh, I really like this dress. Take a picture, or you look bang it, oh, thanks. Now I need a different one. I'll go, I look good in that shirt. I'll wear that shirt until it's got holes in the armpits.
Until I don't look good in that shirt.
I will wear that shirt until it falls off us.
Until that shirt doesn't look good on me.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah. Yeah, I get that point with the whole. Yeah, I think the bit I worry about is sort of the girls who are like at school now. Because they've all got phones, they've all got the Instagram, they'll all have like the Molly Mays and that.
It actually is like genuinely scary now. You got to think like when we were younger, when I had a phone and I memorised every number that was in it because there was like 4. I used to have my house number, I used to know my parents' number, and like the one other person who had a mobile phone.
Yeah.
We used to like.
You used to have to go and knock on your mates.
If I was about to say that. If I was arranging to meet somebody out when I was a kid, I'd have to go on, right, you be at this place at this time, and you would just trust that they were going to be there. There was no like texting, oh, you're 5 minutes late, where are you? Oh, you're 10 minutes late, where are you? It was just like, I'll just sit here until the turn up.
Even to the point, not as bad. It wasn't as bad, like, but when we first started going out on a Sunday, right, we'll get the 25-2 bus. There wasn't kind of any checking on the bus. It was, I'll get on the bus. Oh, there they are.
I used to literally, you used to get the 9:30 bus, and I would text you to let you know that I'd getting on.
That was it.
I'd text you to say, I'm getting on the bus, have yous left, and then that would be it. And then I would just see you, I would either see yous at Berkeley, or I wouldn't, and then I'd end up just getting town on you.
Mate, where you at? Or, in the bus, mate. I'll make sure I'm there. As I there, it was just pure trust, but I suppose that was because it was. No, I don't even think it was because it was a few of us. I think it was just the way life was then.
It was
6-7 years ago.
I feel like probably me more so. You're like the tail end of it as well. Like we're like the dying breed of like outdoor kids.
Yeah.
Because
That's it. Never. 6 weeks holidays was football.
Although
football,
having said
football,
that,
football.
I've met a lot of the kids outdoors, and I wish they'd stayed inside because they're all little pricks.
Yeah, they are as well. By the way.
They're fucking arseholes now. Like
going back to the point, is it because they've got Instagram and the influencers in the city?
It's because
all these bellends flashing the flash watches off, or on Fortnite showing them, your mum's a whore, hey. Is it that type of shite?
Probably. I also think that the quality of living is probably better now as well. So I definitely think that kids are more entitled now.
Do you think?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, kids these days, they feel like automatic entitlement. Like they speak above the ears. That's why you see a lot of them who grow up before the time. Like you'll have like.
Do you think
teenagers who act like they're like 20-odd-year-olds?
Question for you, right? Because I only recently found this out. I didn't know about this, right?
I'm sorry to hear you've got kids.
So, Lee, who I mentioned before, I work with. When you played, did you play 7-side football?
Yeah.
It was competitive. You had to win the league.
Yeah.
Non-competitive now. There's no league tables. There's no trophies, nothing until you're 12.
Or like on like a Thursday night or something.
No, like as in.
Oh, like school kids.
On a Saturday. Yeah.
Oh, right, aye. Oh yeah, there was always.
Non-competitive until you're 12.
I'm
sure it's 12.
I just don't agree with
Everyone gets a medal. Well done.
I just don't agree with it. No.
And that's why when you go back to saying people feel more entitled, because there's no losers anymore.
Aye.
The kids at school that were good at stuff got praise because you had talent, you were good.
Aye, because you were good at something.
If
you weren't good at
build
it,
up, you
find something that you're good at.
Yeah, I can't run for toffee, but I was quite good at cross country in my year group in class.
In cricket.
Cricket, I wasn't the best at life, but I played it. And but cross country, so somehow I used to. It's probably because I can run one pace and one pace only,
Aye.
and then stay at that pace forever.
Aye.
But
slow as a pace.
But things like that is, I used to get a lot of praise for cross country for absolutely no apparent reason.
Aye, so yeah, I was terrible at cross country.
But people now will not get. Oh, you're good at it. You're bad at it.
A finisher's medal.
Yeah.
But
so well done. Well done, yeah. And that's probably why they feel so entitled, because they don't get told that you're shit at that. Like you're not good at that. Like stop.
I actually remember my year 5 teacher telling me, and to be fair, I can see why things did change, because this has obviously stuck with me. I think it was quite traumatic, actually. Bear in mind, obviously.
I'm gonna laugh even what you're telling them.
Bear in mind, obviously, I've always. Well, I mean, see, I haven't even really always played football, but I was quite good at a young age, and I remember. I think I was in year 4, and I was playing for the year 5 team, and I remember I was playing at Parkview for my primary school, and my teacher literally said, I was on the bench, and I asked if I could go on, and she literally turned around.
She?
Yeah, it was a woman. Literally turned around and said to us, she went, "If we're winning, I would put you on, but we're losing, so I'm not." And I was just like, and that was the last day my dad ever came to watch us, because he was fucking livid.
Aye?
Absolutely livid, aye. She was like, "If we're winning, I'll put you on." Basically, we're like, well, I mean, you're shite, so if you had a chance of
that's another thing now
letting you play and us still winning,
kids now have to have equal time on the pitch.
No, it wasn't. It was never like that when we were younger.
And what you just said there is why it shouldn't be.
No, it shouldn't be. Because now
because
I'm boss.
it's gonna say now look, you play football.
Aye.
It didn't put you off. It didn't go. Well, I'm not playing football anymore.
Aye.
You went fucking real. I'll fucking show you that cunt. I'll play ball. But do you know what I mean? Like, it's not. It didn't put you off playing it.
No.
The people who don't have the right mentality, it'll say, "Oh, football's not for me."
Thing is that like them like adversities, they'll either make or break you.
Yeah.
And if they make you such a better person, and if they break you, they'll push you towards something else which
that you need
you'll
to be
probably
at.
care about.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree.
And if like say if it does break you, then the fact of the matter is you were never gonna.
You
were never gonna be a footballer anyway.
No, you shouldn't have been there anyway.
Exactly. So speaking of school, was there lessons at school that you thought were pointless?
There was also lessons that I feel were pointless at the time and have remained pointless, but there's probably also a few which I thought were pointless at the time, which I wish I kept like a little bit. I wish I paid a little bit more interest into.
Like
the ones which I wish I paid a little bit more interest into were, funnily enough, it's RE, and I know I would probably pull that face towards me as well, but I feel like because of where this is gonna sound a bit preachy, but because of like where the world is now, like I probably wish I knew a little bit more. Like I wish I knew a little bit more about each like culture and stuff, rather than like because when I was at school I was very much like RE. No, I don't want to learn anything.
But is it the right place to teach it?
At school, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But you just said when you were at school, you've just said
Yeah,
RE, fuck that. When I was at school, I was like RE, fuck that. Kids now are probably thinking RE, fuck that.
No, see, I don't think they are because my school wasn't very diverse. I don't know what yours was like.
Not very.
We're very much cut from the same cloth of like we have probably older mentalities and values. So probably like the further back in time you get, the worse it gets in terms of like religious studies. I wish I had more, just more of an understanding. Do you know what I mean? Of like of different cultures.
We're not closed-minded with it.
No, I'm very obviously we're very open-minded about it. But there's one thing to be open-minded. It's another thing to like to understand, like to actually like, know things. Like if you were one culture and I was a different culture, I'd probably want to know a little bit more about your culture. And I do have friends from different cultures, just like you will, which I probably wish I knew a little bit more about. I mean, obviously I'm pushing 30 now. I know quite a lot now anyway. But from a young age, I wish I paid a little bit more attention, and I wish I didn't cast it aside as much. You know what I mean? I wish I wasn't so quick just to go, nah.
Do they teach you the right things about culture? Though?
Nah.
That's what I mean. So paying attention in RE mightn't have been. The subject itself might have been right, but what they're actually telling you, is a different thing.
It was very.
My RE
old Christian.
My RE was not RE. My RE was like where we got taught sex ed and stuff.
Oh no, mine wasn't.
No, see that's what mine was.
Mine was RE.
Mine was my RE lessons were basically whatever you wanted them to be. Half the time, we watched Waterloo Road on iPlayer.
What a series, by the way.
I wasn't arguing at the time, you know what I mean?
Brilliant.
I used to have my PSP. I used to have my PSP playing Football Manager like this. And then jobs are good.
I was the same when it was a pack of crisps. Pack of chili heat wave Doritos where you're trying to slough in your mouth and then chew them without the teacher even the crunch.
I can't think of a subject that I wish I really stuck in at, because I would say English, because I probably could be
sucked at English.
Now this is the thing, right? Now when we've left school in the real world, in me job, it's not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But what I was taught at school about Shakespeare and poetry and this, that, and the other, to me, it's I kind of understand the point of it.
What, like learning like the plays and poetry and stuff?
I can understand learning it, but not having the whole thing based on. My whole exam was on anthology, which was poems.
Yeah, we had an anthology book as well.
Was it poems?
I think so, yeah.
So like, I can understand learning basic poetry and what poetry is, so everyone has an understanding of it.
Yeah.
But for your English test to be on,
but to pass an exam on it is totally different.
or to be on, what was mine? Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, we did Romeo and Juliet as well.
You had to read the book, watch the film and everything. And then it'd be based on that.
Yeah.
About an essay on it about how Romeo loved Juliet and what passions he felt, and because you didn't use the correct word, which means the same thing. So if I was sending an email today and said, I don't know, I can't think of an example off the top of my head, but like if I use a different adjective to what they wanted to hear, they're not going to reply saying, that's the wrong adjective. They're going to go,
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah, I'm still bitter about my, I think it might have been the English language GCSE.
You done English language as well?
Well, no, we had to do both.
Oh, see, I only done English.
No, we had to do both.
So what was your English exam?
In my secondary school, it was a tech school, which meant we could drop a language for a technology. So I done graphics and DT, which is design technology.
Yeah.
So I did both of them and I dropped French. I really wish that's actually one thing that I wish I kept. I wish I'd
Oui, ça va bien, merci.
I really wish that I'd learnt the language. Ça va bien, merci.
Ça va bien, merci. Tu m'appelles Caléon?
Yes.
Je m'appelle l'autonomo como stia.
I can't remember any of it.
I've just made whatever that was up, so.
I've actually been, I mean, you'll be able to see it on my phone. I've got an app called Duolingo.
There's another one, isn't there? Do you
know what it is? Every day bar the last week, I'll sit at work and I've got like a French speaking exam.
I'll put it on your to-do list.
That will go on my to-do list. That will go on my to-do list. See that full circle? Bang, straight in. But and my English, I think it was language. It must have been language. Or it might have been. No, it can't have been literature because it wasn't one of them. It was like an open exam question.
Oh, hold on. So my English would have been your English language.
Yeah. So our open question, it was basically like it said something like, I can't remember the question word for word, but it was along the lines of would you wish for world peace or something? And I thought, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip the script here. And I was like, no, I wouldn't. I was like, because if everybody got along and if everybody was just living in harmony, I was like, there'd be no progression.
Right.
I was like, wars, battles, other progression. I was like, one country leading the way, such and such. I remember being like really proud of it. And I was like, if it wasn't for other countries wanting to do better than other countries, I was like, nobody would get anywhere.
Yeah.
So
everyone would just be like.
And I remember thinking, this is fucking mint. And like literally, it still sticks with us to this day. I thought this is the best thing I've ever written in my life. I put my heart and soul into it. So passionate in that. And I failed my exam. It's devastated.
What did you get? What did you come up with in English?
I think in language I ended up getting a C. And I think in literature I missed the C by like 3 marks. Then I had to sit a second year of English lit, which was such a chore.
Well, I got a.
Which I passed in the second year.
I got a D.
Yeah, well, but basically I got a D by 3 marks.
I got a D to start with, and then I resat.
Yeah, you did.
And got an F. So it was really worth resitting that exam.
Yeah, well, my RE exam, they found me in PE getting changed. Wasn't even my PE lesson. I just tagged on.
Nah. So you mentioned earlier about this guy quiz.
Yes. So basically, there was 10 questions. There was 1 from each subject. I have since looked at the curriculum for like current day standards, and the only one that I didn't recognise was there was one called citizenship, which I don't know if that was in there because there's foreign friends coming into our schools, or if that's like genuinely what's taught. Because I read up on the curriculum on it, and basically the breakdown was kids today allegedly taught about like political stuff and how laws are passed.
See, I don't know, my A-level was public services and I learned all this. And I was thinking, why am I finding out this now by choice?
Yeah.
Why didn't I?
That is one thing that I wish schools taught me, well not school, like school. I wish when I was at school, I wish I learnt more about money I wish I learned more about the value of money. I wish I learned about saving money.
Yeah.
Especially about taxes,
what to expect
mortgages.
when you hit the real world,
Yeah.
when you're out of school, hitting the real world, this is what you
because
can expect.
literally I didn't learn about money until I got my first job when I was like 17.
I'll do one better. I still don't think I've learned about money.
Oh no, I'm the worst money handler. Like, honestly.
And I tell you, and this goes back to modern technology, because you can just beep, beep, beep. If I've got £20 in my hand, you better believe that's not going on my fucking hand unless I want something.
I know, you peel an orange in your pocket.
But give me my card in my hand instead.
Yeah.
Lads, we're getting Jaegers on me. Beep.
That's how we get them with shots.
Beep. Beep.
Every time.
Every single time.
Every
I've got the card, boys.
That's why shot girls walk around with the card in the shorts. Luckily, it doesn't cover any of the assets.
Remember that one time in Everest? Everest, when I threw you the £20.
Oh, yes.
I ended up asking the barmaid, like, can you please pass us my £20 back, please?
Threw a £20 note at us.
It was a busy bar.
From like 10 foot away. It was a packed bar. And she tried to deny it as well.
No, it's not. Wait, under our foot.
Put our foot on again. Didn't know what you mean. I was like, if you just lift your left flip flop, I was like, you should probably get a pedicure as well while you're on there.
Nah, but I think that's something that should really
money handling.
But I've done what happened, because I passed maths. I was thinking, what the hell's the subject called there? Maths quite early. It wasn't
a speaking test.
No, that's why I failed English. I failed English for that. I passed math in year 10, so I didn't have to sit in year 11. So I done functional skills, which was all this type of stuff. I mean, obviously
we never got any of that. But did you do A levels?
Done one. I done BTEC all at A levels. That's what I done from public service and PE.
Is that year 12 and 13?
Yeah.
I went to college for that.
I was I was like, what do I do? So I just thought, I can do PE for another couple of years, find out what I want to do. So that's what I did. Did PE, public services, rarely went to public services, rarely went to PE. Still passed both of them.
Well, I did sports development coaching and fitness at Dalton.
Flash cunt.
It was Craig Little, who was the Middlesbrough scout at the time.
Why do I know that name out of the blue though?
Craig Little, he was the Middlesbrough scout. He came.
I wouldn't know for that.
He came to watch. He came to watch Walrich Park when me and Spence played for them. And
Spence played football.
Spence used to be a really good footballer.
Did he?
Yeah, he just couldn't last a full season at a team. That was his problem, because he was too hot-headed.
Angry man. That was it, because he's an angry man.
But basically, Craig Little came to watch one of our training sessions, pulled me and him at the end and said, I'm really interested in yous two. If yous two come to Dalton College, I want to try and get yous in through Dalton's youth team. So we registered for Dalton College, and then 2 months later, Craig moved to Middlesbrough, like Middlesbrough the football team. So that was the end of that. So we both
stuck down there for
so we both ended up travelling to Dalton. I used to have to get the 6:30 bus on a morning as a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
Used to travel an hour and a half to Dalton, Monday to Friday. On Wednesdays, we would have a match, but every other morning we'd get there, and then 9 o'clock in the morning, it was always either 9 until 12 lessons, and then 1 till the end football training, or it was 9 till 12 football, and then 1 till 3 lessons. So it was half and half.
I would have preferred
it was half
football
a
day,
half a day of lessons, half a day of football, and then on a Wednesday we'd have a game. And I was the first year at captain side.
After your year 5 teacher told you not to fucking bother?
Big flex. Exactly. She made us, basically, I probably owe her a little...
Full circle?
Probably owe her a little
That's
something.
why you fucking... That's why you have winners and losers.
Exactly.
And that's why you have winners and losers. And I preach that to the fucking final whistle.
I remember, actually, I remember when she found out that I was skiving. I got caught...
In year 5?
Yeah, I got caught skipping school once, right? Because my sister convinced us to skip school. Because what used to happen I went to school in Saracen, so I'd get the bus from Chester to Saracen. It would just be me and my sister on the way there. So she managed to manipulate us into skipping school. So I was like, right. I was like, I'm all out of this. I was like, I want to bunk off school for a day. Couldn't have chose a worse day. Thundering, pissing down the rain. We were just outside, soaking wet. Ended up just going in the house and just being like, we're caught. It was that bad. So we ended up going back to school, and my teacher pulled us because obviously my mum had told them what had happened. And my teacher pulled us, and she was like, she'd give us the proper like,
I'm not angry.
I'm just so disappointed. I thought you really loved being in my class. I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You should start some football next time.
Next time, right wing.
But, so moving on to what? To a question that I've got, I suppose. Tomorrow, you wake up, your phone goes ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
That is my ringtone.
You check your emails. It says, Mr. Martin Baker, congratulations, you've won 100 million. What the fuck do you do?
First of all,
celebrate.
I'll
Not that much.
I'll pull myself daft.
Pull myself daft.
Until it looks like a stick of dynamite. Right. And then, honestly, like, I thought about this a few times because I feel like I'm destined to win it. I don't always put it on. I feel like sometimes, even if I don't put it on, I'm just going to get random emails saying, by the way, you've won.
You're going to get that.
Yeah.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
Yeah. I feel like I'm destined to win it. The very first thing I do, it's probably food related, like.
See, I'm glad you said that, because what a lot of people say is, quit my job.
Nah.
And I've always said this, if I ever win it...
I'll drop my hours, don't get us wrong, and I'll tell more people to fuck off.
Now, I've always said
100%.
What I would do is, I wouldn't quit me if I won £100 million, or even the lottery. See, if it was above 5 million, right? First thing I'd do would probably be cry my fucking eyes out.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
I wouldn't quit my job. I'd stay for as long as I felt was right. Once that money hit the bank, once the money was in my bank, I think you'd find it hard to be motivated.
Aye.
But
there's probably
I'd
like
still go in.
there's probably a grace period afterwards, isn't there?
You've still got to go in and live your life, because if not, you're going to become a cunt.
Yeah, I do agree.
Well, sorry, I know I would become a cunt.
Do you think winning 100 million would change you?
To a degree.
I think it would.
To a degree, 100%.
You, not me. I think it would change you.
Not in the aspect of myself with the people I am, with the people I know.
Yeah.
But
other people that you don't know.
Other people I don't know. Not necessarily, but I'll become a lot more flash.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you've got it,
I would be the flashiest man alive. Like,
I think if you've got it, then why not? But
oi, what? Nah, but I don't think it wouldn't change us necessarily as a person, because
I wouldn't change like your values.
When I've got money, I'm bad with money. So
yeah,
mate, I've already got. If I win the lottery, I've already got my plan on what I'm doing.
Giving control to me.
My plan is in place, ready just to. I know every little aspect.
I already know what we're doing.
Exactly, because I've manifested it that much. I've manifested it.
Yeah.
It's gonna come real.
And the thing is, though, we don't want to be the youngest second division Spanish club owners. We want to wait a few years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's okay if we don't win it now. when we're in our late 30s, early 40s.
A little.
Yeah.
I want to
You
go
know,
out
we want
there.
a humble life up until then.
Yeah, I
You know
want
what
to
mean?
go out. I want to earn my
We want to
pennies.
struggle.
Yes.
So then, when we're telling
Eating grapes, getting fed
Cristiano
wine.
Ronaldo's son what to do, what to say, look at, you didn't grow up like us. You didn't grow up on the terrace.
You didn't. You didn't grow up at the Gateshead International Stadium on a freezing cold Tuesday night playing Salford.
You didn't grow up drinking San Miguel out of a car. You had a pump.
I said, like I said, I've got a plan down in my head what I would do, and who do I would bring with us.
Yeah, I think that is as important as knowing your own plan as who would you have around you, because I think it's really easy. Some people probably struggle. I find it really easy to spot the people who have got longevity in your life and who are there for the ride.
Absolutely.
And I think you find out most when you've got nothing to give people. Definitely. When you've got nothing to offer, that's when you find out who really wants to know you.
Stand,
Yeah.
Without a fucking
100%.
shadow of a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt. And I think some people, when they win it, would be drawn in by everyone wants to be your pal.
Yeah. Oh,
I think to a degree, I probably would to start with.
Thing is,
Because, like I said, Jaegers for the lads, like.
aye.
And if I had that bank account, I wouldn't be Jaegers for the lads. It'd be Jaegers for the bar, like.
Aye. I would probably be like that as well. To be fair, like just. I would probably bring as many people as I can, to a degree.
I wouldn't.
No, I mean like for that initial like party bit,
Oh,
for like the initial celebration.
that initial.
But then I would go, right, yous are all staying there. We're off to Spain. See you later, lads.
You're on the payroll.
Yeah.
This is your contract. Just
We've
saying that.
spoken about this before, actually, haven't we?
Well, I told you. I've got the whole plan
We
in my
actually
head.
haven't spoken about this before.
The whole
about who
plan
would
is
have what and all
manifested
and stuff.
in my head of
Yeah.
what if I win money over sort of 20 million. A, it's going to be fucking a hell of a journey, and B, what life I'll live.
100%.
Because like I said, I'd get a racehorse. I'd buy. I would invest. I wouldn't buy. I would invest in Gateshead, and I'd want a Spanish club.
Yeah.
No, not necessarily Spanish club. Well, we've got an eye on a certain club, but
Yeah, Gateshead would be our affiliate team.
yeah, I would have a controlling stake.
Yes. Oh, definitely. Thing is, like, with a club like Gateshead, they're a bit like the lower league Sunderland in the respect of they have the setup ready to go. They just need the team.
Yeah. They just need that, like, but they were so close before Joseph Cantley got in charge, and then
really close.
they got relegated unfairly.
Semi-professional, isn't it?
Yeah. Relegated unfairly, and now they're stuck in that division, and then COVID's shafted them. So there's a few years
I think this year.
This year they've got them. This year's got to be the year, I think.
This year is probably the best chance that we've had since.
Because the problem I think is if you don't do it this year, when do you do it?
Yeah.
Because at what point do you become a National League North team?
Yeah.
A bit like, I don't know, who's been down?
Darlow?
No, like who's
No,
been
they're
relegated from
probably-
the Prem for a while? Who went, like a Sunderland, for example. Not necessarily Sunderland, because they
Like
went down
Wimbledon?
again. Like a Hull.
Hull,
Went down, had a decent year, bang, 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 bang.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're League One. Whether that was because of the owners again, that's a different story, but
Yeah.
Cardiff went down, had
Ah,
another good year when the Tuesday went down,
insane stuff,
and then went bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
But again, was that because of the owner Vincent Tanner? Let's not go there. But
Could do it with a helicopter.
that's the wrong.
No, no.
No.
So what's the first thing that you would do if you won the lottery?
Me, tell you cry. And I've also said I wouldn't tell a single soul around us.
Gone.
No, I wouldn't tell.
No, 'cause people find out. Though.
No, I wouldn't tell. I'm talking anyone until the money was in my bank.
I know what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah. Downstairs.
I wouldn't tell anyone, and I've already said what I would do is I can't give away the surprise because it might happen, you know.
Yeah.
If I would go to my mum's house.
Message Chloe Ferry.
Chloe Ferry of all people. I'll be aiming high. No, but I would.
I'd be recycling that.
I would. I said I would go to my mum's house, bank deals. I'd just shake around for us. My sisters, my brothers, my sister. I would fly to Canada. I'd turn my fine friends. I'd fly to Canada and surprise my sister and say, "Here you are. There's fucking funeral for you. Fuck you." And then I would come back and then I would announce to everyone else.
Aye. No, I think that's the good way to do it.
Because I wouldn't like people. I wouldn't. When I say announce to everyone else, I don't mean like on Facebook. Ha! Guess what I've done? It'd be like.
Well, there was a lad from Pelton, wasn't that one on the Scratchies? And his name was all over straight away. He went into.
He'd be getting fucking.
He went in to buy dog food. It was in Pelton. Went into the Pelton news agents to buy dog food. Left his dog outside. Went in, bought a Scratchy. There you go, mate. £1 million. See you later.
Nah.
Insane.
Madness.
Absolutely insane.
I wish I could win it though. Just net. Hey. Then again, I feel like I have tonight, but we'll keep that news until next week.
I know. We'll
revisit a couple of these things next week. Actually,
honestly, I feel like it's just like there. I feel like if I play it long enough, I'm gonna win it.
Yeah. Well, let's see. We've got a few bits to revisit next week. Your to-do list.
Do I?
We'll revisit that next week. We've got a little bit of news.
We'll see how much I've actually done.
Yeah. done.
done.
Done. I hope you do them all.
Yeah. You've got to done the to-do list.
But we'll move on to.
Oh no! Hold on. One more question. Which is,
I can see it on there. That's why I was trying to move on.
Yeah. No. One more question. How much would it take, right? And this is just an independent adjudicator just saying to you, how much to never speak to Martin again?
Now, this is probably going to sound fucking bullshit, right? I don't think you can put a price on it.
No?
Nah.
Oh.
Personally, because I've just been on about who I'd bring with us if I won the money. If you had the money and you don't, the people you want to bring with you aren't there, what's the point?
That was a very good point.
If you've got 100 million, you're sitting there with fucking without your best pal or without your pals. You're happy, but are you happy?
No, that's actually
that would have been fucking deep, but
yeah, I totally agree. It's actually one of the Dave songs I've been listening to lately. Basically says like, what's the point of flying first class if your friends are on the ground?
Yeah, exactly that. What's the point? What is the point?
37 million.
Anyhow, fucking bellend.
No,
let's move on to Telf.
I'm just kidding, it's less than that.
Fact or false? False.
Have we got forfeits today? Or
you
must have my room.
We'll evaluate that towards the end of the podcast. There'll be a little cut to the shots at the end.
Which you'll not see because we'll just cut that bit out.
So fact or false? You are taller in the morning.
True.
That's true.
Yeah, because your spine
Incorrect.
is in your back.
Your cartilage compresses throughout the day.
Yeah, in your back.
No. I was thinking about your knees.
There's no need for that.
Question.
I still got it right, so.
Number 2. 12% of people dream in black and white.
No way. False.
That would be true.
Fuck off.
That would be true.
It must be old.
12% of people dream in black and white.
Hold on. Who dreams in black? They've got to be old to dream in black and white.
12% of people?
Aye, but when was colour invented?
I don't know. People have always been able to see in colour. Colour has always been a thing.
Right, so how would you know what it looked like in black and white?
What do you mean?
Well, how would you know what something looked like in black and white if you were 1953, right? So anybody older than 78.
You're going to make us try and... Oh yeah, dreaming in black and white, right? 12% of people dream in black and white. What's weirder is that the human beings used to sleep and dream in black and white even more before colour TV. The average person still dreams in colour, but it's interesting to see how many people's brain is susceptible to the media.
Yeah.
That goes back to influencers and shit, doesn't it? But
those are.
let's not go there. Question number
Instagram
3. This is one of them ones. A little fitty.
Hold on, hit us with it.
Your fingernails grow faster than your
True.
toenails.
True,
Correct.
Because I know all about kneeling. Like Black and Decker.
You'd go blind if it wasn't for your eyelashes and eyebrows.
Well, eyebrows, I know, stop sweat getting in your eyes. Don't think that would make you go blind though. I think it would just make it really uncomfortable. You would go blind if it wasn't for your eyelashes and eyebrows. False.
Correct.
Oh yeah. I know all about hair follicles.
But not least, you have 20,000 taste buds in your mouth.
I don't know if that sounds low or high. 20,000 taste buds, I'm trying to think. Have you heard that apparently, can you remember seeing the diagram of your tongue when you were younger? You've got like sour bits at the side and then like sweet and... You know?
No. Nah.
God, I'm old.
Hell yeah.
False.
Correct. It's 2,000 to 4,000.
I was going to say more. I'm pleased you never give that as an option.
That's 1-1 in the series.
I win!
Yeah. You got 4-1.
4-1! That's worth 2 on that. Right. So that's one shot I owe. For this one, there's no real tough ones. Certainly not the one that I wanted to put in. Which I might ask you anyway.
We can't ask anyway, it's what's written down on the bit of paper.
No, because I'll give you... actually no, there is one. Actually no, there might even be 2. In fact, right...
For fuck's sake, Dane!
Because I've only gotten one wrong, I'm going to give you a chance that every one you reject is just a double shot instead of a triple shot. Because I think last time it was a triple shot.
Fuck knows, we're just pouring.
Yeah, it was. No, it was last time. Last time was 3 shots, so you won wrong. First one, right? You know how you do. You just get a couple of easy ones in. Would you rather give up tasty / favourite foods? So basically, any food that you enjoy eating,
Yes.
or sex.
Sex.
Okay, someone's not having enjoyable sex.
No, because you think about it logically, it declines over years anyway. Once you're married, by all accounts. Food never goes away.
That is true. Like,
You're going to Tim Hortons.
food never hits.
Smelling them donuts.
I've not had Tim Hortons though.
Yeah.
Where's the one that you went to?
Washy. Galleys.
What sort have you gone?
2-pound breakfast meal deal. But it declines a bit. Oh, nah. I like my food too.
I would say the same thing as well. I'd give up sex and just get a pull this off.
Yeah. Doesn't mean you can't still do bits.
No, you can still
Like
tell
that.
you
Exactly. Yeah. In fact, the first time I was doubting myself there.
I mean, I'm single, so I can see that.
Next.
Would you rather? This one's really tough to answer, and not for any weird reasons. Would you rather hit every red light you go through,
No.
or have slow internet after the sun goes down?
Yeah.
This is worse than having to give up sex.
I would say
By the way, Hang on, before you start, can I just say that there is nothing more infuriating than trying to watch something on your phone and it buffering.
I would say currently, this very precise moment you're asking that question, I would rather have slow internet.
So you don't watch anything after like 8 p.m.
So you said slow internet, yeah?
Well, yeah. So
I've got 4G still.
No, Netflix.
That's
anything. No.
Rewind the tape.
4G is internet.
That's not.
Of course.
Internet to me is Wi-Fi.
Well, you don't put your fucking.
No, but even so, I would. Every red light.
Every red light. That's tough, isn't it?
As it currently stands, I would definitely say fucking
that is tough.
internet after dark. Purely because it's late nights.
It's not really though.
It's. I mean, what? It's 8:20 now. It's the light outside.
Yeah, but by 9 when you.
Well, I'll go to bed now.
Yeah, but you don't go to bed without watching something.
Can't.
No, you can't watch.
I can put Sky on.
No, it's internet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. If you have no broadband, you can't watch Sky.
How much do you bet?
Anything you want. If you
That aerial that runs down my fucking roof says different.
gives you channels 1 to 5.
Doesn't?
Does.
Doesn't?
Hang on.
The Sky dish that I put up.
What does an aerial give you? Internet. What does the Sky dish give you? Internet.
It doesn't. It gives us Sky. It gives us satellite.
You
Sky satellite.
You can't kidder. Right.
Even so, I watch channel 1 to 5 then.
Right. Okay. You don't watch terrestrial telly after 9 o'clock.
There we are.
Right. This one I know the answer to straight away.
Well, that what I'm gonna say. Or what you would say.
What I would say. Would you rather be the person who flips the switch during executions, or be the judge who decides?
Be the judge that decides.
You horrible bastard.
No, because if you're doing it, you've got to watch it.
Yeah, but if you're the judge, you are condemning someone to death.
No, because you've got the evidence in front of you. If he's a nonce, he's a nonce.
Yeah.
If he's a murderer, he's a murderer.
If you're the person who flicks the switch, you know that they're guilty.
But you got to watch it.
He's good.
But you got to watch it. You got to watch it though.
I will watch it.
I don't have to watch it as a judge.
I'll watch it on Friday.
I don't. I don't want to say that.
Yeah, but you're condemning them to death anyway.
Aye. But I don't have to watch him die.
No, right. Would you rather have sex with your cousin in secret?
Oh, for fuck's sake, man.
Would you rather have sex with your cousin in secret, or not have sex with your cousin, but everybody thinks that you did? Or you can take a shot.
Not and think everyone I did.
Do you would rather every single person you meet went, oh, this is Callum the cousin shagger?
I don't
a nice ring to it actually. Callum the cousin shagger?
Two things, right?
I mean, it was just one thing that went in there.
One, I would know I didn't, so
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
fuck you, right?
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
You shagged your cousin? Fuck you, no I didn't.
Yeah,
Well,
they
you
still
did,
think you did.
you
They
did,
still think you did though.
Fuck you, no I didn't.
They're still gonna write it inside.
And
the
two,
bathroom.
how many people are really going to be that arsed? You know, you might get the piss taken
We're
out
not
of
in
you.
America.
Like, the boys might take the piss out of you for a few weeks.
A few weeks. You're all known as KCS.
I think it'd be worth it. I think that's easy.
You can't see it worth it. You definitely can't see it worth it.
Aye, no, for the boys to take the piss out of
You
you.
can't see it worth it.
No,
Be
if
worth for
I,
the
if, I said,
game.
if I said I would shag my cousin and said,
For the
it would be worth
culture.
it.
For the culture. It's
No.
worth it.
For people to think it would be worth it.
Oh, that's tough. Right, okay, last one. Would you rather watch your parents' sex tape every single night, or join in once and never watch it?
Now, I've heard this so many times, right?
Yeah, me too.
And I still don't have the answer for it. Because people say, once you watch it the first time,
You're only gonna watch it once. Oh no, sorry.
No,
No,
no.
you're
You gotta watch it
you're
every
gonna
day.
watch it every single night. Yeah.
so if you watch it once, how many more times?
Sort of depends on how long your dad's going to last, doesn't it?
It's the first time's going to scar you, the second time's going to scar you a little more, the third time's going to be even less. Time you're a week in.
Is it going to be less?
The time you're a week in, you're used to watching it.
No, visualise it. Is it going to be less?
What?
Is it going to be less though?
What do you mean?
Visualise it.
I'm not going to visualise it.
I was trying to see his face with the
what I'm saying is, by a week in, it's just your fucking routine again. Joining in once is outrageous.
No, this is 52 weeks, 365 days a year.
Yeah, but
you have to watch the same 4-minute film.
You've become it becomes normal after 7 days. 8, 10.
You didn't click the fact I said it was 4 minutes long.
I couldn't care how long it was.
Well, if it was 30 minutes, then you'd have something to live up to.
then it can be in the background.
I don't think you would ever have sex again. If you had to watch that every single night, I don't think you'd ever have sex again.
No, joining in once, you would never have sex again.
Either way.
It would be the worst year of your life.
I'd probably join in and kill myself.
It would be the worst year of your life.
No, this is like every day.
For the rest of your life?
The rest of your life. Yeah.
Oh, no, because after 6 months, it's literally just going to come background music to you.
No, this is for the rest of your life.
Well, actually, no. There's porn stars out there that are fucking parents. It's the same thing.
They're not your parents.
No, but now there's a lot more amateur people getting into it with OnlyFans and whatever.
Is this something talent?
I'm not on OnlyFans. But there's a lot more people on OnlyFans and stuff. It's going to become more and more natural. So I'm going to say watch it for the rest of your life rather than joining in, because that is fucking revolting. And I don't have to do a shot and you do.
I think I'll win the series. I'll still do one. Right, well that makes it 1-1 in the series for both ways, I think.
Yes, aye. Both. 1-1. Even Stevens.
On to next week.
So shot time. Captain Morgan's dark of the room. For some reason he hasn't brought a shot glass, so head back.
That was a big miscalculation.
And on that note, thank you for watching episode 2 of the Shirley Battle podcast.
See you next week.
And we'll catch you next week in a bit.